All right, the next gentleman that's going to come up and speak to you has given many speeches, except they're usually in churches. And I asked him to do this as not only a person that I've come to know over the last few years as a very dedicated young American, somebody that paid his own way to go to the inauguration, somebody that's working hard, but as somebody who is from a generation that not a lot of folks seem to understand. And the media doesn't think that we understand him. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. TravisThompson.
Hi, how is everyone today? Well, my name is TravisThompson, and I was the president of the Republican Teens of Slidell last year, and I'm currently a student at the New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary. The Republican Teens of Slidell won the National Club Award twice consecutively. They worked really hard. We stay very active in local and national politics. I'm sure that most of our Louisiana politicians get tired of seeing my face so frequently, but I tell them that I never miss a chance to say hello. What an honor it is to be asked to speak at this rally by Colonel Manus. Thank you so much, Colonel. I appreciate it. I was actually in Washington, D.C. at the inauguration with the Colonel, but we just didn't get to run into each other. The inauguration of Donald J. Trump was one of the best moments of my young life. Washington, D.C. was a madhouse during that time, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. The city was filled with people like us, deplorables. Every chance I got, I was connecting with people and getting to know them. We were from all different walks of life, from different corners of the nation, but we all had a better America in our sight. I can remember as a young boy watching The Apprentice and seeing this amazing businessman who owned the room psychologically, and well, physically, since he also owned the building. I was sold from that point on. When he rolled down that escalator over 15 months ago, I knew that he wasn't only my guy, but that he was America's guy. We have so much to look forward to in this great nation. The Trump administration has promised us lower taxes, border security, the wall is coming, folks, the return of religious freedom, and American jobs. We now have a president who is not afraid to say radical Islamic terrorism. No longer will our government bow to political correctness and globalism. American sovereignty is taking precedence once again as we reach for dreams our founders could only imagine for us. Think about this. We, yes we, this was all of us, overcame all obstacles. They told us we could never win. The fake news media said time and time again that Donald Trump was a joke. Well, the future of our nation is no laughing matter and should never be taken so lightly. The political elites who have ran this country for a long time are now shaking in their seats. The middle class will no longer be trampled upon. I remember after Hillary Clinton conceded the election to Donald Trump, he said this: "The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer." I believe that Americans saw all of this in the man that we now call president. They saw someone who was genuine and who actually cared about their concerns for the nation generations before them have called home. I remember when Donald Trump came to this great city and the surrounding areas after the recent flooding. I have family here who said that the man actually walked through the neighborhoods and into the homes that were a few hours before blanketed in river water. He gave advice and offered financial help to some of those affected. That is empathy at its finest and most sincere sense. This is the type of man we need representing not only Louisiana, but the rest of the nation in the White House. This great land desperately needed a man who had reverence for God. We can not only count on our human abilities and understandings to mend what this last administration has done to our beautiful republic. Ronald Reagan once said, "If we ever forget that we are one nation under God, then we will be a nation gone under." We have come too far in this fight for the reclamation of our freedom to not look to the Almighty, the Lord Jesus Christ. I have seen an incredible change in Donald Trump throughout this campaign. He is a man who was humbled as he surrounded himself with pastors and other Christian leaders and spoke to regular, everyday Americans across the nation. No one expected for evangelicals and Catholics to come out in droves to vote for this man. Folks, I'm not here to say that President Trump is perfect, but I am going to say that he is being used by God. I believe we are witnessing a time in this nation like none other before. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says this, "If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land." I pray that this upcoming generation, my generation, will seek the face of the Lord. The candidacy and presidency of Donald J. Trump has awakened the spirit of America and the youth across this nation. Young people came out in droves to vote for Donald Trump in November. Millennials did not only vote for President Trump, they also volunteered countless hours towards the campaign efforts. The liberal media has done its best to convince the nation that young people are not conservative and will never vote Republican. We witnessed this election how false that fake news narrative was. As we look across the horizon of the future of this nation, we must educate our youth. We cannot hand over the future of America to liberal snowflakes. Ronald Reagan once said, "Freedom is never more than one generation from extinction." The truth in this quote from one of our conservative heroes must awaken us to action. We have been given a second chance to reclaim this great republic. We cannot afford to let this opportunity slip from our grasp. May we all do everything in our power to teach and guide the younger generation to love God, America, and conservatism. As we look into the horizon at the future of America, we can have hope. The presidency is now occupied by a man who has actually created jobs and who loves the citizens of this great land. Only 1 month in, we have already seen so many great achievements from his administration. President Trump has already signed executive orders for the Keystone Pipeline, a freeze on federal hiring except for the military, and a temporary ban of travel from the nations littered with terrorist groups. Those are just to name a few. Folks, all of these were promised in his campaign. Having an administration that keeps its promises is vital. We must also remember we cannot fix America with one man. We must stand together and come behind President Trump and support him and his administration every step of the way. The Almighty and everyday Americans make this nation great. I believe the future of our experiment with democracy and freedom will prevail. American sovereignty will take precedence once again. America will be put first from now on, not foreign nations. The world has never seen a nation so great and just as the United States of America. By electing President Donald J. Trump, we can make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you.